What's up, everybody? I hope that you are all having a beautiful and blessed day. And today we got something so special for everybody who is watching. We are talking about if you should rent a house or if you should buy a house. The hottest, the most asked question by so many of you. And in this video, I'm giving you guys the answers. Now, right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to also switch the screen during this video. I have a Microsoft document drafted that I spent time and effort on that's given a clean breakdown of what's exactly going to be versus renting and buying, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. We already got questions right now asking about a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 300 square feet in the Vegas area. I'll answer these questions. So guys, any questions that you guys have, put them down below in the comments and I'm going to be answering that for you. And we're going to dig deep if you should rent or if you should buy. As you all know right now, we are in a housing crisis where prices are so high, inventory is so low, and many people are asking the question is, I don't know if I want to buy a house right now. I'm waiting for the crash. Or others are saying, I can't afford to buy a house right now. Prices are just way too expensive and I'm just not ready for it just yet. So I'm going to help you out on making that decision if you should rent, if you should buy, and at the end of the day, after this video, you're going to have a sound mind on making that move and that decision based off of your finances and how you see these numbers working for you. So guys, everybody who's joining in right now, thank you so much for joining in. You guys are amazing, and we're going to be talking about buying a house versus renting a house and what you should possibly do if it makes sense for you. Not always is it going to make sense for you to do the either or, but it might make sense once you finish up this video. All right, we're getting people jumping in, talking about the eviction moratorium, people saying about the market crash. There's a lot that's being discussed, guys, but we want to kind of stay focused. All these questions you're asking, I will answer them at the end of this video for you. But right now, we're going to dive right into renting or buying. Now, guys, everybody who's in the market right now, I'm a real estate agent every single day. This is what I do. And I'm seeing house prices going so high every single day. And it's not because that people are more attracted to the 30-year-old home, the more attracted to that brick that was a year older. They're attracted to there's not enough supply and there's so much demand. It's nothing to do with the houses looking prettier. It has everything to do with basic economics. Low supply, high demand, low interest rates, making people go crazy, wanting to lock in those rates. Now, I've made videos, guys, about low rates and how it really affects your purchasing power when the rates start to go up, taking you from a $600,000 home to a $400,000 home just by a 2% shift in interest rates. So it's massive that the rates are cheap right now. Everyone's really trying to get that money that you can call free money. We're almost at 3%, 3.5%. We were at one point, I got an investment loan at 2.6%. Unheard of rate. I got that rate, and that's on an investment loan, not a primary house. So these numbers that we're seeing and hearing are ridiculous, and this is the truth on what's happening. So everybody is panicking trying to make that purchase. Who is a good YouTuber to follow for Utah real estate? Utah real estate, I wouldn't know. I know mainly in Cali, Las Vegas, those kind of places. Dallas, if you're following me, hopefully you consider that. So we're going to dive right into it, guys, now. Should you buy or should you rent? Now look at this that I'm about to open for you, okay? We're going to get this right here. Beautiful. Okay. I had this drafted up for you all, okay? This right here is a real scenario of renting a house that's for $400,000 or owning a house that's for $400,000. Now, don't get distracted with all of these words and all these things that you see. Focus on what I'm talking to you about. We're going to say that this true scenario, this is within where I live in Dallas, Texas. If you were to rent a house that's $400,000, you would pay on average, plus or minus, depending the area, exact location, specs, $2,300 a month. They're going to request a deposit of $2,300 a month. This is aside if you have a pet, they're more than likely going to want more on the deposit. Your maintenance in this house or this apartment or wherever it is you want to be at is going to be $0. You're not going to have really any maintenance. The landlord covers all expenses, all problems, all issues. You just put in a report order and you just say, this is not giving me hot water. The AC is not coming out cold. There's problems with the dishwasher. There's problems with the garbage disposal. You say that and boom, comes and gets fixed. So you're having maintenance 0. Now utilities, you're going to pay for them. The water, the electric, the gas, the trash, you'll pay for that stuff. That's cool. If I'm missing anything, by the way, guys, because I just drafted this up real quick, I've been busy in my real estate day. So if I'm missing anything for renting as an expense or as something that we should account for, let me know and we can, this is why I go live, and we can talk about it through the messages right now live, and I can get that addressed. So these are your expenses when renting. You got your $2,300 a month payment. You got your deposit of $2,300. You got 0 maintenance, and you got to pay your utilities. You got to pay the trash, water, electric, and gas, and so forth, whatever it might have. Now, we have someone saying Dallas house that expensive. Mr. Fine says that, and you can't believe it. It's actually, this is considered cheap right now for a $400,000 house. I'm seeing $400,000 houses renting for $3,000, $2,700. I found one at $2,300, so I'm making it more balanced, but it was very expensive a year and a half ago to see rent like this, but it's been shooting up. Dallas, Texas is not as cheap as it was, and a lot of people are now realizing that. Now, this is the renting aspect, okay, guys? So that's renting. Now we're talking about owning a home for $400,000. Here's the cost associated with it. Its price is $400,000. We're gonna put 3.5% down. It's gonna be an FHA loan, so 3.5% down right here. All right, and you're gonna be putting 3.5% down, which means you're putting $14,000 cash down. Keep in mind, renting, your only deposit was $2,300 plus if you have a pet fee. Over here, it's $14,000. The remainder loan amount is going to be $386,000. Your extra closing costs, because guys, when you buy a house, it's not just about putting the down payment. You also have closing costs, like you have to pay the lender fees, you have to pay your 1 year upfront and insurance, you're going to have to pay your fees in general for closing on that property. You're going to also have lender's title insurance you got to pay for, right? We're going to say that this is 1.5% of the home price, which is $400,000. So we'll do $400,000 times 1.5%. We're going to say it's an extra $6,000. So if you wanted to buy a $400,000 home today, 3.5% down plus your closing costs, you'll need about $20,000 up front, plus or minus. At a 3.3% interest rate, we're going to assume that your rate is 3.3%. It's a 30-year mortgage. Your monthly payment will be $1,751.82. Guys, you gotta follow me and do not get lost. If you're getting lost, I want you guys to drop it in there. We have Destri-Fi saying that you have renter's insurance, which I agree. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna add renter's insurance. And renter's insurance, I'm gonna be honest with you, is dirt cheap, okay? We're just gonna go on the higher side. Let's say renter's insurance is $20 a month. Let's say it's $240 a year. Per year, okay? Thank you so much for also throwing that in there, guys. So if you guys are seeing that I'm missing something, I want you to let me know that I'm missing it, because we're doing this live and I prepped this for y'all real quick. But we're gonna throw in renter's insurance at $20 a month, $240 per year. That's your cost for renting. Now let's go back to the house, owning a house. A 3.3% interest rate at a 30-year mortgage is $1,751.82. Run the numbers if you guys want to run them. Let me know if I'm off on those, but I should be accurate. Now, we're also going to have, that's just your monthly payment. So many of you don't realize it's not just your mortgage payment, guys. You also have property taxes. Oh my God, I didn't even put property taxes in there. We're about to get blown out right now. Look at this. We have, because you're owning the house, remember, now we have property taxes, okay, on a $400,000 house here in the Dallas, Texas area, whether anywhere in DFW area, you're estimated on a 400K home, you're paying, even if you have homestead, you're paying about $9,000 per year, which equals to how much is that per month? We're going to do 9,000 divided by 12 is 750 per month, equals 750 per month as expenses. Okay, now that's me adding as I'm talking to you guys live. Keep in mind, this is why I go live, guys. I go live so we can talk, we can answer, we can brainstorm with each other. If you guys are getting any value, you enjoy this, you like how I'm doing this new style on this live stream, showing you and breaking down things for you, please hit the like button. We got 88 people with us live. We got 13 likes. I think that's not fair, right? If you're getting any value, hit that like button. I would really, really appreciate it. Tonight we got Canelo fighting Billy Saunders, or however you say his name. Billy is 30-0. Canelo is 60-something-1. He only lost to Floyd Mayweather. It's a little bit off topic, but I'm hyped up. I get my boxing gloves ready. I love boxing. Okay, let's get back on track. Now, you're paying $1,751.82 per month at a 3.3% interest rate for a $386,000 loan if you're trying to own a house. Now, let's also add on top of that, you have $750 per month in property taxes. Let's also add, you have PMI, private mortgage insurance. Now, this number depends on your history, depends on your credit, but I'm giving you guys a real scenario for a real deal that I worked, and the number was $160 per month. Let's add this /MO. /MO means per month. Okay? Now, hear me out. You have $160 per month in private mortgage insurance. Then, you have $150 per month in home insurance. On a $400,000 home, you're paying about $150 per month in home insurance. Then you have maintenance, guys. When you own a house, I told you when you're renting, you don't have any maintenance. When you own a house, the garbage disposal broke, you're paying $100, $200, trying to get a licensed plumber out there, or a basic handyman, or whatever it is you prefer. Your AC is not blown cold, you're calling the HVAC guy because you got to come, you got to change the filters, you got to put some Freon for you. Your AC is smelling bad, you're going to have to get someone to come clean your air ducts, clean your coils, and make that happen. Now, you're spending money on this stuff, you, as the homeowner, because you said that owning a house is the American dream, remember? Okay, so we're estimating that $100 per month is in maintenance expenses, which I think is not that high. I think it's very cheap, and I think it can get way higher depending, especially if you have an older home. But $100 per month. Now you got utilities, guys. You got to pay your water, your electric, your gas, your trash, your HOA. If there is HOA, you're paying for that, just like you'd pay for it in the rental apartment, right? If you're paying it for a rental apartment or a rental house, that same fees that you're paying there, you're paying it in this house that you want to own. But keep in mind, when you own a house, typically, you're spending more electricity, you're spending more water, you're spending more gas, you're spending more in whole, right? But we're trying to compare apples with apples, so we're going to assume it's the same expenses like you're renting, and we're not going to account for that. The variable is just too much. Now, hear this out. Before I start getting into the equity, the interest loss, and all that, I'm going to stay right here. All of this is covered right now, right, guys? So let me come off the camera and come back for you guys. Nice. Okay. This is working smooth. I'm glad that I'm getting it going. Now, I'm going to look back at y'all's comments right now. But let me tell you this. I shared with you renting expenses, and then I shared with you house expenses, owning a house expenses. Now what I'm going to do, the next part, is I'm going to share with you when you own a house, how much it's going to cost you per month, and you gaining equity, and then also you losing with the expenses and interest as well that you're paying the bank. I'm going to share with you that. Then we're going to compare how much it costs renting a house per month, then how much it costs owning a house per month. We're going to mesh those numbers together, and you're going to see that maybe it makes more sense to rent than to own. And maybe you're like me and buy a house even though you know it's more expensive than renting because you just want to own the house, you want bigger space, you want yourself to own the thing without having to ask that landlord if you can put a picture on the wall, or if you can hang this TV, or if you can change that sink, right? But this is going to help you make that decision. Now let me jump in real quick to the comments, see what people are saying. Okay, Seattle property tax is way cheaper than what was said. Whoa, that house cost $7,000 hazard and hurricane insurance where I live in South Florida. Now remember, I'm in Dallas, Texas, so all these things are referencing to me. Tatter saying home insurance $150 a month seems high, maybe in flood zone. Not high at all. That's $1,800 a year for a $400,000 home. That's not bad at all, guys. All right, property taxes in Vegas aren't that bad. Guys, I'm gonna let you know something. In Texas, we don't have the state taxes like Cali has. We don't have a lot of things that other states have. And we're very good with business. We're very pro-business. We like to have people succeed in business, but our property taxes are high. So we save there, we get screwed with property taxes. You won't believe it. I do a lot of commercial real estate, guys, and my client, I'm representing him on a 16,000 square foot shopping center. We've leased that space from maybe 30%. I'm almost at 95%. It was a 1.5 year project of hell negotiating with every tenant, but I'm almost filled on that center. His center went from $1.3 million every year as an assessed value by the city to $3.4 million in just 1 year. He nearly had a heart attack. Property taxes in Texas are brutal. Now let's jump back into this, guys. After reading what you guys said, it makes sense, but keep in mind I'm in Dallas, Texas, and these numbers are based off of an actual deal that I've worked with a client. So I'm not just giving you guys random numbers. These are legit numbers, so that's why I want you guys to stay in touch with it. We have Witcher saying, where are you getting $750 per month for taxes? Because we have property taxes here, that's $9,000 a year. Dividing that by 12. Okay, now we're back. We're back on this one. Okay, now we're going to go down. We finished all this. I'm going to highlight everything that we finished right here. I'm highlighting it yellow. Now we're starting right here. I'm going to put a space. Okay, this is where we're starting. Okay, guys, now listen to this. Every single month, you're paying for that house that you want to own $1,751.82. That's your mortgage. From that monthly payment on month one, you are losing $1,100 in interest. That's in the trash. It's not even something you can recover or recoup later. But before we get past this, that interest that you're paying, you can write it off as an expense at the end of the year. So that there's a benefit to it. If you're making $200,000 a year, you can also say that I've paid $1,100 in interest, and you can reduce your liability. But we're not going to get into that detail. We're just keeping just something very simple. You're losing $1,100 a month. That's on month one. Of course, it's an amortized 30-year schedule, so it kind of switches around. But month two, it's like $1,099, $1,095, and so forth. We don't care about those details right now. On month one, your equity is $651.82. This is what everybody looks at and says, whoa, if I'm renting, I'm losing all my money. If I buy a house, I'm saving some money at least, plus I'm living in the house, right? Makes sense. But as we get into the details, you're going to be like, let me reconsider this. So here's your monthly hard expenses. And I'm going to add right here, $750 property taxes, because we didn't have that in the beginning. I'm going to add that right now. Okay, so we have every month we're paying, if you're wanting to own a $400,000 house here in Dallas, Texas, you're paying $1,751.82 plus. Guys, if you're watching this video, please take out a calculator. I wish I had one with me. I got one on my phone. I'm going to open this calculator with you guys because I want you guys to check on these numbers with me. I got my calculator open right here, and I'm going to run these numbers with y'all. And then if you're getting any value, I'm seeing over 150 people live. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. We're doing a breakdown of renting versus owning a house. It's very fun. I got the documents and the numbers right in front of you, so hit that like button if you're getting any value. I'd really appreciate it. Okay. We're paying $1,751.82 for our mortgage. 3.3% interest rate. It's a $386,000 loan. We put 3.5% down. Plus, we're going to be paying $750 per month for property taxes. We're at $2,501.82. Okay, we already added that and we added that. Plus, we're going to pay $160 in PMI, private mortgage insurance. We put under 20% as a down payment. Anytime under 20%, you have to pay private mortgage insurance. Depends on your credit, how much it's going to be. I've seen up to $300-$400 a month. I put $160 based off of this real scenario that I've dealt with for a client. Plus, we're going to add $150 a month for property insurance. That's $1,800 a year. That's very fair for a $400,000 house. Plus, we're going to put $100 in maintenance. That's a total of $2,911.82. This right here that I'm sharing with you guys, let me put this in red because that's not a pretty number. That's a fat, hefty number. Owning a house. We're going to put this right here in bigger and bold. And then we're going to take it down and we're going to center it. Let me erase that dot. And I'm going to center it. Equals owning a house right here. All right, guys, you guys with me? It's going to cost you $2,911.82 to own this house, this $400,000 house. There is zero reason why you shouldn't believe this. This is off of a real deal, a real client, a real scenario, and anybody can check these numbers and fact check them. These are very, very accurate. I do this every day. I might be off by a couple bucks, $100, $50, even $200. It doesn't defeat the purpose of you're paying over $2,600 a month for a $400,000 house. And keep in mind, you're out $14,000 for your down payment and you're out $6,000 for your closing costs. You're out of pocket 20 G's. Okay. I'm jumping back to the comments. I want to make sure that I'm not off on anything. So I'm trying to see what you guys say. Keep these comments coming, guys. I love them. And this is very fun. I never knew it was so fun to run numbers on a live stream. This is awesome. Okay. Now, this is owning a house. Now, 1 month your equity is $651.82. Now, your 1 month loss, we're going to do, let me erase this right here, because we adjusted it when we added property taxes. We're going to add property taxes right here. And we're going to do on the calculator, again, our expenses. We're going to take out our equity and we're just going to calculate how much our expenses are. How much are we losing every month owning a house? Does that even make sense? Losing when you're owning a house. Yeah, you lose a lot of money. People don't know that though. So we're going to do every month, we're losing $750 for property taxes. Every month, we're losing $160. I'm adding these up. Every month, we're losing $150 for property insurance. Every month, we're losing $100 for property maintenance. Okay? 750 plus 160 plus 150 plus 100 means $1,160 per month is what we're having. I think I'm off on a number. Okay, that's the number. Plus we're losing $1,100 for interest. Okay, this is $2,260 per month that we're losing. We got property taxes, we got PMI, we got insurance, we got maintenance, and we got interest. So every single month, you're owning a $400,000 house. That's the American dream, owning a house. You're losing $2,260 plus you tied up $14,000 for your down payment and $6,000 for your closing costs. Okay. If I'm wrong, you guys can tell me that I'm wrong, but let's do this number right now. This is why I go live. It's why I can speak to you guys freely, but let's run these right now. If you guys are feeling like anything is off, let me know. So now we're saying that owning a house versus renting, our true expenses as a loss is $2,260 a month. This is how much we're actually losing right here. I'm going to highlight this. This is how much we're losing, $2,260 a month. Make it in bold and then underline it. Okay. So we're going to go back up right here. This is our rent, $2,300 a month, okay? And we're going to do this. We're going to say $2,300 a month, $2,300 a month renting minus 2,260 a month owning equals, what's that math on there? 40 bucks? $40 per month in savings owning. Boom. Boom. Bet you guys didn't see that. Let's make this bigger than my head. Let's make it in red. And let's see where we are. Okay. Now, listen to this. We got Knight saying property tax on a $400,000 house in Dallas, Texas is $216 a month. You're way off. You are 1,000,000,000% wrong. I don't know where you're living in Dallas, Texas. You are wrong to the extreme. Not because you're wrong, just wrong. You're wrong because that's not the truth. Because I'm closing deals all around Dallas-Fort Worth. I own my own house. I pay property taxes on multiple investment properties I own, residential and commercial. That's way off, right? Just depending on the state and the county you're in, it depends, but not by that much. Okay, so you spend $2,300 a month renting a house, okay, minus $2,260 owning a house. You're saving $40 per month in savings owning a house. You're saving 40 bucks a month owning a house. Now, let me ask you guys this. This is excluding the equity. Remember, you made $651.82 in equity. This is excluding that. So you're saving that money too. So we're going to have to add that. Let's be fair. So $40 savings plus 651.82 in equity equals, what's that number? 651.82 plus 40. You're saving $691.82. Now, I, for some reason, think that this is off by some number. If you guys can catch it, let me know. If it's not off, then cool. If you're watching this video after the live, that's your problem. The numbers are off and they can't be fixed. Now, listen to this. I got something sneaking right here for you guys. I'm going to erase this because this is the different numbers that I had before I added property tax. Now, what we're having, guys, is, let me put this down so you guys don't get distracted. Mainly in equity is what you're saving, okay? So this is right here. I had it already pre-written. Mainly in equity is you're saving $691.82. This is to let you know you are not going to actually feel the savings today. If you're thinking you're going to jump into a house and you're going to feel that you're saving money, that's not true. You're not saving money. You're saving it in equity, which is great. It's for your future, it's for long-term, etc. But people are going crazy to find a house, to get in the American dream, not realizing, guys, that it's more expensive than you thought. Not realizing that you'll still be spending $2,260 a month in losses, just like you were spending $2,300 renting in losses. But with renting, you had only to put a deposit of $2,300, not $20,000 like when you bought. You're mobile, you can move around. If the market crashes, you don't get affected. If maintenance or something happens, you don't got to pay for it. And you're more fluid to move around and do whatever you want. Yes, you're a little bit crunched because the landlord has to approve certain renovations or things you want to do, but that really doesn't matter if you got into a nice house that you're planning to be there for a year or two renting. It's not the end of the world if you rent, guys, because physically what you're going to feel is a loss of only $40. Yes, equity is $691.82 with the savings, but you're not going to really feel that. So if you're like, I want to get out of this, I'm losing $2,300 a month renting, that's not true. Now catch this. Every single year. Now I said the pros of renting. Let's not lie about the pros of owning a house. Number one, appreciation. That is beautiful. Your asset appreciates. We already know that. Number two, interest write-off. We said if you scroll back up right here, you're losing $1,100 in interest on month one. That can be written off at the end of the year. Month 1 up to month 12. You can write that interest off at the end of the year on your taxes. That's also a benefit. And benefit number 3, guys. Number 1 is appreciation. Number 2 is interest. And number 3 is that you are in your own house. It's some sort of like self-fulfillment. It's some sort of like, it's my house. I can cut the grass right now if I wanted to. It's some sort of like, I can go and I can paint my door yellow if you don't have HOA. It's some sort of, I can punch a hole in the wall for decor, and I don't gotta patch it because I like that hole in the wall. You don't have a landlord overlooking what you're doing. But keep in mind, guys, listen to this. Those are the pros. Also appreciation. In Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, we have seen year over year appreciation from 10% to 17% depending where you are. Okay, I'm going to give you guys those numbers real quick. On a $400,000 house, let's say that you're appreciating 13% this year and last year, which has been happening. You've appreciated, if you bought a house in 2019, when you entered 2020 and 2021, in 1 year, you've appreciated 13%, $52,000 on a $400,000 home. That's in 1 year, 13%. Do 2 years, do 400,000 times 26%, $104,000 appreciated. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you the green light. If I'm doing something wrong, I want you to let me know. These are the numbers that have been appreciating, 13%. Now, let's just say that it's never going to always be 13% or 15% or 10% appreciation. Let's be on the safe side as giving you a pro of owning a house. On average, you'd appreciate 3 to 5% per year, depending on the location area, right? 3% is the number that we're going to work with. If you own a $400,000 home and it appreciates 3%, that means that your home appreciated in value next year by $12,000, right? The year after that, about $12,000 something dollars, because you're doing now a $412,000 house times 3%. 412,000 times 3%, $12,360, and so forth. So let's say in 5 years you decided to sell your house. That $400,000 home appreciated 3% for 5 years. You're gonna do 3 times 5 is 15%. So you're gonna do $400,000 times 15%, $60,000. It's gonna be a little bit more than that because every year it appreciates by 3%. You're gonna have to compound that. But it's $60,000. So your house that you bought for $400,000 is now worth $460,000. But this is the beauty of real estate, of owning real estate. But keep in mind, when you sell the house, you have to pay closing costs, realtor commissions, etc., which is about 6 to 7%. We're going to do 7%. So your $460,000 house times 7%, that's $32,200 you have in expenses. So we'll do 460,000 minus 32,200 means $427,800. $427,800. You invested $400K in the house. You netted $27,800 after 5 years with appreciation. If it was at 3%, some is at 5%. Guys, this video is to give you a real, let me take this off right here. Go back to there. Okay. Now you guys are looking at me better. This video is to let you know if you should own a house or rent a house. And it's to let you know you should not panic if you can't buy a house right now. The truth of the matter is you're not saving much if you were to buy a house. Actually, in fact, sometimes you lose more buying a house per month, because I gave you a number of $2,300 a month in renting, but I'm telling you, you can rent a house for even cheaper, $1,700, $1,800, $1,900. If you're renting a house, I doubt it's going to be as expensive as a house that you would buy, right? So if you're renting for $1,700, $1,800, these numbers completely flip, and owning a house is a complete loss, and actually you'd be losing a couple $100 per month if you were to own a house. Let me give you an example. I rented an apartment when I first got married, and then I bought a house. The difference is I'm losing $400, $500, $600 a month making that transition. I was okay with it. I've accepted it. It's cool. But people don't realize that owning a house actually could cost you more. Wow. I think that this, I don't know if you guys can respond to this. This was probably my favorite live stream I've ever done. The numbers get me going. The facts get me going. Telling you guys what I see and what I experience every single day in the real estate world gets me going, and giving you guys true value that helps you decide if you should buy or if you should rent, or even if you picked either or, you at least know the real breakdown of how this stuff and how these numbers are run. Guys, if you guys are enjoying this video, I want you to hit that like button. We got 250 people on this live stream. Also, I want you to keep in mind, guys, that right now on this channel, every Saturday I go live. Soon enough, I'm going to make the live chats only for members who joined the channel. If you go to the link, if you go to my channel, there's a button that says join. Click it. There's 3 tiers you can pick from. Tier number 1, 2, and 3. Tier number 1 is called the first class. Tier number 2 is the masterminds. Tier number 3 is the elites. Pick whichever tier you want. But moving forward, we're going to start doing live chats only for members, and I would love for as many of you guys to join that live chat and to join the channel as a member, because then you can comment, you can ask me questions, and I will have priority replies to your comments, because right now we got over 250 people, and it's not easy to see everybody's comments and questions, so it's a little bit tough. Now, we have someone saying, I'm going to start answering questions, guys, because I've been talking, 37 minutes. Wow. I was going, huh? I was going. Let me drop this real quick over here. Guys, I want you to start dropping down your questions and ask me whatever you guys have, whatever you guys want to talk about. I can't do this one. Become a channel member, channel to talk daily. Too scared about that. I'm going to put this and I'm going to pin it. Guys, I'm going to pin this right here. Become a channel member. Join the Discord. We talk daily about real estate, money, and business. I want you guys to be there. Thank you all for this info. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the live analysis. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that. 10X, Uncle G. If prices, and keep in mind, I am assuming the best when you're owning this house. It's appreciating 3% and all of things are going good and your maintenance is only $100 a month. What if the market crashes? Right? If the market crashes, then everything that I just shared with you for owning a house is completely wiped out. The equity, the appreciation, the benefits, wiped out. Renting, zero risk. You don't get affected if the market crashes. You might even get cheaper rents if the market crashes on your renewal. Actually, when the market crashes, sometimes the rents raise because more people get out of their houses. But that doesn't matter. It's not going to raise that significant, or it might just stay floating at the same number. The point is, owning a house is actually, in my humble opinion, of being in real estate for 6 years, which people have been in it for 30, 40, 50 years, just off of what I've experienced and learned and seen, owning a house could be more of a liability than an asset. I wonder if people are going to backfire on that, but it's true. Now we got Mirza saying you can get a loan mod if it crashes. Loan mod, you're going to have to redo all of your details and your mortgage and your amortization schedule, and you're going to have to redo your fees, and there's a bunch of stuff. It's not as easy as it is. But I don't believe either way buyer wins. There's a lot of ways as a renter you can actually win over a buyer. I'm in East Texas, couple hours from the big DFW. What's up, East Texas? East Texas, I had, I think, a listing there one time. Mirza saying owning protects you against inflation at 20x leverage. Now, if you're talking inflation, I agree as well. It does protect you, but who cares about inflation if you're renting when you really don't even have that much cash saved up, right? And if inflation hits, that means assets appreciate, which means your house price will appreciate. But that's all assuming that there's no crash. How's the market for mobile homes in the next decade? Mobile homes, I personally see, are always going to do good. Mobile homes are amazing. They're a good investment. They're a good place for people who can't afford homes. They're a good place for people who just want to, I know a lot of people who just retire in mobile homes and just want to chill there for the rest of their life. Alfredo, you're making me hungry with that name. If you're able to own the home, long-term owning is a no-brainer compared to renting. Yes, I gave you an analysis on 5 years, but if you stay there 10, 15, 20, 30 years, that's cool. But the reality is people nowadays hardly stay in their home for longer than 3 to 5 years. People just keep moving for some reason. Ariel, owning a house versus renting is like having kids versus not having any. Mainly emotional based decision. And I agree right now, every decision for wanting to buy a house from all my clients or people in the housing market in general is an emotional decision of we just want to buy. Some say because the rates are low, some say because prices are going to keep going high. Everybody has the reason, but it's just emotionally being pushed out. First-time buyer in the Bay Area with a down payment in the bank and 804 middle score. It sucks here. Wow, 804 credit score. First-time home buyer with a down payment, and it's tough. I'm sorry to hear that. I know that it's tough right now. This market is brutal. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you off with this. Become a channel member. Join us and become a channel member so you can get specific and exclusive perks where you can go with me every month, one time a month, 60 minutes where we talk and I answer all your questions on a private live stream. And most importantly, there's so much more that you get. So go to the button join. I have it here pinned. Become a channel member and then also join the Discord. Thank you all so much for joining this live stream. I had a blast with you all. I hope that you got value. And if you did, please hit that like button, smash it, destroy it. Keep pressing that like. Actually, press it once because if you press it again, it'll go off the like. Press the like button. Show your love, support. I'll see you guys in the next video and become a channel member. I want to see all of you guys there. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep hustling, keep grinding. And I hope this gave you the answer if you should own a house or rent a house. I'll see you all later. I'm out.